The Board of Directors of the Baptist Joint Committee met this afternoon and affirmed the work of the Search Committee and its call to J. Brent Walker as the new Executive Director of the Baptist Joint Committee.
I'm Brent Walker, the Executive Director of the Baptist Joint Committee on Public Affairs, speaking to you from our offices on Capitol Hill.
Brent Walker, in his role as Executive Director since 1999, has worked to ensure the firm foundation for the Baptist Joint Committee.
He brings both a serious theological mind and pastor's heart.
Brent Walker has certainly been a fixture in the Washington, D.C. religious liberty and legal communities for some time. But I've come to understand that he believes much of his work is helping me as a pastor engage in some of these same issues where the rubber meets the road in my own community.
He has maintained a sense of passion and energy around the work of religious liberty that you couldn't pay him for. I mean, he wakes up in the morning, he drinks religious liberty for coffee in the morning.
I made up a bumper sticker a long time ago, not to get ready for this presentation, but the Baptist Joint Committee bumper sticker, separation of church and state is good for both.
Soul freedom, we Baptists have often talked about it, that God-infused liberty of conscience that we all enjoy, not because we're Baptists or Christians, but because we're human beings. God wired us up that way for freedom.
Well, I met Brent when I was a newly minted professor, and he was a newly minted MDiv student. You know, he was kind of beach attorney guy when he moved from Florida. I remember the leather braces with the shorts and the shoeless cool loafers. You know, we all thought Brent was just a little ahead of us in the style game. I remember one day after class when there had been some really brilliant presentations by other students, he said, "The intellectual firepower in here is wonderful."
Education is a critical part of our work. Informing Americans about the importance of religious liberty and the threats to it is our main function, and an ongoing one.
Brent doesn't just stay in Washington. He often visits classrooms, including mine. I teach Baptist history at McAfee School of Theology, and Brent has been a frequent visitor to my classroom and introduced many students to the cause of religious liberty and to the organization of the Baptist Joint Committee.
He was a professor of mine, and he really nurtured in me a love for the issue of religious liberty and separation of church and state, not because it's good law or not because it's good public policy, but because it's firmly rooted in Scripture.
Brent has consistently sought to, one, widen the circle, bring more people, get more folks engaged in the work of the BJC. He has shown a consistent commitment to the Baptist Joint Committee. That is, we are made up of numerous Baptist bodies.
He has built a solid financial base. He has drawn in other contributors and supporters. He has built coalitions and partnerships. And he has hired an amazing staff to do this important work.
Individual citizens and religious bodies should exercise their faith responsibly and fully respect the religious beliefs of their neighbors.
Besides rocking bow ties pretty well, I think his legacy is going to be the close interface that he has been able to forge between actual cases, as well as his deep love for Baptist congregations and his understanding of how church-state actually works, the separation of.
For 11 years, I have had a backstage view of the workings of the Baptist Joint Committee and been able to see the leadership of Brent Walker up close and personal. And what I've discovered is that he has a relentless commitment to the cause of religious liberty and to this organization. And he has become a model for me of what it means to be an excellent leader.
I can't recall a time when Brent has not simply emoted or shed a tear while talking about religious liberty, making it clear that these issues around freedom emanate from a deep sense of call to this work and sincerely believing in the call to religious liberty.
I trust and am confident that that you will give the same support and encouragement to my successor, whoever God leads to stand in those shoes. That's it. Thank you.